How you doing, guys? Today we are working on the B1290. Specifically, we're going to be working on the lifters, or the tappets, whichever way you like to call them. I think they're actually tappets. These are the two that came out of the motor itself. This is the intake. Yep. And this one here is the exhaust. This one here is actually a brand new one that I have. I have a bunch of these actually. And so we use it to compare and contrast to the used ones. Essentially, when you pull out your lifters or your tappets from a Clinton motor, and for most small engines, you will see that the tappet has like a circular marking on the face. You also have some surface rust here, but basically there is a circular mark in the face of the lifter itself. And the reason for that is, as the lifter is going up and down, it's also spinning. It goes like, it doesn't spin like rotating crazy, but every time the camshaft goes up and down, it rotates it maybe an eighth of a turn, an eighth of a turn, an eighth of a turn, an eighth of a turn. Now, obviously, if you don't take care of your engine, don't change the oil, over rev it a lot, make it run too hot, that spinning action will start to decrease. It'll start to decrease. And what ultimately happens is this. This is the exhaust one. A divot will form in the center, or just right where the camshaft rides. And it's actually noticeable. You can actually see that, because I started to sand. There it is. You can, let's see if we can get it to focus a little better for you. Yeah, a little bit. Right there, you can see that a divot is formed. And once that divot forms, this thing no longer spins. And then the camshaft just rides right in that one spot over and over and over again, and creates a bigger divot, which creates an even bigger problem of this thing not spinning. And you need it to spin so, number one, this doesn't happen, and two, it evenly wears in the block and up and down the shaft itself. Now, the new lifter, when you take a look at it, the surface is quite smooth. There's obviously no divots. The circular motions or the circular marks are not there. Obviously, it's just been sanded. Now, theoretically, if you had looked at this and kind of micrometered it, what is that word? Might use a micrometer. The center of it is a little bit taller than the outer edge. It's domed ever so slightly, and that aids in the spinning. Now, we're not going to be able to do that with these lifters, because I can't micro grind these things. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start with a piece of 220 sandpaper on a fairly flat piece of steel. In other words, there's nothing here. Stay away from the holes. We're not going to hit the holes or anything like that. And I'm going to take the lifter, or the tappet itself, and just start going like this. Now, I'm holding the camera, so I can't do it as fast or as evenly as I want, because I need my other hand to hold things. And I'm going to put the camera down in a few seconds. But this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do in a nice circular motion like this all the way around, in order to get rid of or to eliminate that divot. So I'm going to put the camera on pause, because I can't edit this. And I'm going to sand this thing off so it's all nice and smooth, and I'll be right back. Okay, so a little status update. After just a few minutes of sanding, you can see that divot now is starting to get a lot smaller. Just taking my time and making sure that I'm not twisting it. Just stay nice and flat on the piece of steel with the sandpaper. So I'm going to continue doing this. I'll get rid of that divot, and then I'll be right back. So as you can see, with just a little bit of sanding, that divot has gotten really small. I'm going to continue going, and I will be right back with it completely gone. And I'll just finish up the finish so you can see how it looks. All right, I'll be right back. And there we go. This is the NOS brand new tappet. It's right there. You can see that it's got some scratches in it from the factory, but it's fairly shiny. And then this one here. Here's the exhaust one all done. Now, it might not be... Oh my God, my camera, dude. This thing makes me angry. Can we please? There it is. The lighting stinks too, but... So as you can see, the surface is done. There's no more divot. Everything's nice and smooth. It's ready to go. One thing you'll notice, see there's like a little edge right there. There's like a sharp edge right here. And on this one, there's a rounded edge. That is classic Clinton quality. You know, they had a bunch of different manufacturers making these. So some had it rounded off. This one happens to be sharp. And it's also duplicated here on the intake one, that it had a sharp edge. So it's just weird how that is, but in all, it's smooth, it's nice. You know, it's in real good shape. This is ready to be put back in. I'll just clean the stem real quick. But there it is, guys. That's how I resurface lifters for a Clinton motor. I think it looks pretty good. I'm going to do the intake. The intake's not going to take nearly as much work. There really isn't a divot in it. It's pretty flat as it is. It just has the swirl marks, so it won't take much to take the swirl marks off the face, as well as that little bit of rust. We'll clean this stem, and that is it. All right, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet and you like little engines, tractor work, please subscribe. All right. Thank you very much, and have a nice day.